Okay, let's solve this problem. First thing you want to do is factor 3x squared minus 8x plus 5. So if I come over here, there's several ways to factor, but one of the more common ways is just look at 3 times 5, which is 15. And then find factors of 15 that give you negative 8. So I think 1 and 15, that won't give us negative 8. 3 and 5 will. So negative 3 and negative 5. I'm going to do something called a swing method. You may or may not like this. This is the way I prefer to do it. It's a little bit easier. So what that means is I'm going to ignore the 3 and just think what times what is x squared? X and x. Then I'm going to use my negative 3 and negative 5. Now I haven't used the 3 at the beginning, so I'm going to divide each one of these by 3. I'm going to reduce. You get x minus 1. And then I'm going to swing the 3 out in front of the x because I can't have a fraction in my factorization. And that ends up as x minus 1, 3x minus 5. If you notice, it almost always equals the other two factors. So what that means is that I can rewrite this as x minus 1, 3x minus 5. And I'm going to just keep the other two fractions as they are. Now, if you notice, I need to find the LCD. Now, my LCD, in the denominators, I have x minus 1 and I have 3x minus 5. So I need the most of each. So if I look at the x minus 1 in this denominator and in this denominator, the most I have is 1 in either, so I only need 1. The most number of 3x minus 5s I have in either is just 1. So I need 1 in my LCD. So my LCD is x minus 1, 3x minus 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply each of these by that denominator. X minus 1, 3x minus 5. Let me erase that so you can see a little bit better. X minus 1, 3x minus 5. I'm going to do the same thing over here. X minus 1, 3x minus 5. I'm going to do the same thing here. X minus 1, 3x minus 5. Let me erase some of these so you can see a little bit easier. So what's going to happen is I'm going to cancel. These two cancel with these two, leaving x squared minus 9. These x minus 1s will cancel, leaving negative 4 times 3x minus 5. These 3x minus 5s will cancel, leaving negative 1 times x minus 1. No more fractions, and it's a little bit easier problem to solve now. So I'll just clean it up by eliminating parentheses. So we're going to distribute the negative 4. We get negative 12x plus 20. Distribute the negative 1, so we get negative 1x plus 1. I'm going to move these two terms over to the left side because of this x squared term. Anytime I have x squares pop up and I can't get rid of them, that means I got to set the equation equal to 0. So I'm going to add 1x to both sides and subtract 1 from both sides. That's going to give me 0 on the right side, and then on the left side I'm going to clean it up. So I get x squared, negative 12x plus 1x is a negative 11x. Then I have negative 9 plus 20, which is positive 11. Positive 11 minus 1 is positive 10. So now, since I have everything on one side equal to 0, I'm going to factor the x squared minus 11x plus 10. So I'm thinking what times what is x squared? So that's x and x. Then jump over to the 10. What times what is 10? Positive 10. That gives us a negative 11. So if I think 1 and 10, we'll have to get a negative. Both of them have to be a negative. So when I multiply, I get a positive 10. When I add them, I get a negative 11. So that's how it factors. Negative 11, negative 10. Set each factor equal to 0. Solve each equation. I get x equals 1, or x equals, when I add 10 to both sides over here, I get x equals 10. Look at the equation. There's an equation I have x minus 1. So I take that 1, And if I were to substitute it into the 1 up here, I get 1 minus 1, which is 0, and I can't have 0 on the bottom. So that solution won't work. But for 10, the only thing I have to worry about is division by 0. And if I substitute 10 in the bottom anywhere, I won't have division by 0. So that's my only answer. X equals 10. Let's do this next one. Pretty much done the same way. The only thing I have to do is factor x squared minus 576. And if you look at the other numbers and the other fractions, you'll notice that they both have a 24. That's because 24 times 24 is 576. And that's how that one factors. X minus 24, x plus 24. So this one's going to be done very, very similarly. I'm just rewriting it in factored form. LCD has to have an one x minus 24 and one x plus 24, because that's the most I have for any of them. So I'm going to multiply by x minus 24 and x plus 24. All three of them. What you do to one, you got to do to all. And I'm just going to cancel. These x minus 24s cancel, leaving x plus 24. Both of these cancel, leaving, don't forget that minus 5x. And then these x plus 24s cancel, leaving 2 parentheses x minus 24. Now this one's not going to be as bad because we don't have any x squares roaming around. So I'm just going to clean up each side. X minus 5x is negative 4x. Bring down the plus 24. 2 times x minus 24 is 2x minus 48. And when my x's on one side, numbers on the other, I'm going to add the 4x. We get 6x on the right side. And then I'm going to add 48. And so 48 plus 24 is 72. And then we're going to divide both sides by 6. And we get x equals 12. The only thing I have to check is make sure I don't have division by 0. If I throw in a 12 in for any x, I don't get division by 0. And this is our final answer. X equals 12. As always, if you have any questions, just let me know.